he comes out, we'll see if maybe you have a little
Jamie
better
and
idea.
Jane with...
His name is Rogue. You're welcome to come up. Just make sure you stay behind the barrier there, but you can come a little bit closer.
It's the 1 o'clock base camp presentation.
What kind of animal Rogue is? I heard one guess beaver. I heard wombat. What do we think?
Handsome. Handsome.
He's a little apprehensive right now, but it'll just take him a minute. He's getting some snacks, building his confidence.
It's just sunny.
You think beaver? He is a beaver. He's a North American beaver. So here he comes. Now, what do we know about beavers? Anybody know anything about beavers? What do you know? That they can chop down trees. That's exactly right. He is in the rodent family, so they are related to rats, mice, squirrels, capybara, and they have those giant teeth that they can use to chew up wood and even chop down trees. Beavers are very important to their ecosystem, to their environment. They live throughout North America, pretty much anywhere that's not desert.
Like, okay, Jane, I'll come up for snacks.
They are the kind of architects of their environment. So I don't know if you can see those giant teeth. Beavers will carry fallen logs. They will chop down trees. They will build dams. They will chew up anything that's left on the forest floors and help create wetlands, which helps to bring other species in, gives a habitat for other species that would live there. It helps to replenish the groundwater. It helps to clean the air by soaking up carbon dioxide, and it even helps to prevent forest fires. So they're very important little animals. Not only are they adorable, but they are very important for our environment. So he's a full-grown beaver. So this is about as big as they get. About, what is he now? About 30-ish pounds? Close to 40 pounds. So
40 pounds.
A lot of beaver packed into kind of a small body. So if you could picture a 40-pound dog would be quite a bit bigger than this. But they have a lot of muscle, a lot of fat to insulate their body from the cold water. And then that tail is also very heavy. It's very solid. So he's going to kind of show off a little bit of his swimming skills. Now, beavers will spend a good portion of their life in the water, and they will hang out there, look for food. They're going to eat leaves, they're going to eat fallen branches, maybe some fruits, some berries, some seeds and nuts. And they will hang out in the water, eat their food, they do their business in the water, and they will come to shore to den and to sleep. But a good portion of their day is going to be in the water, and they've got some great adaptations to help them while they're swimming. So if he goes underwater to get the food, watch what happens with his eyes and his nose through that window. I don't know if he's going to show it off. They can actually completely close their eyes, their nose, and their ears when they go underwater. So if you've ever worn a nose plug or worn earplugs in the water, imagine if you had that naturally, if you could just close those on demand. And that allows them to swim in really murky rivers and streams, and nothing gets in there, so that everything stays nice and clean and he can see and hear and smell when he comes out. Now, something else pretty cool, watch his fur when he gets wet. Do you notice anything cool about his fur?
Look at that handsome boy.
It goes down, and what's the water doing on that fur? It rolls right off. Yeah, look at that. He can put his head under the water, comes up, and he's almost dry. So they have a waterproof coat, and their coat is very, very thick. So not only does that keep him warm in cold water, because they swim in a lot of snow runoff where it's really cold, but it also helps him to stay nice and insulated and nice and dry, so when he comes out of the water, he doesn't take a long time to dry off. He doesn't get that kind of wet dog, musty issue where he's got maybe problems with his skin. He's going to stay nice and dry. Now, that giant tail is going to help him when he swims. So we can't really show it in here because it's just a little rogue-sized pool, but when he swims in a river or a stream, he can use that tail like a rudder. He can move it up and down, and that is going to propel him through the water. He also has big old webbed feet, and I don't know if you can see those in the back there. He's got webbed back feet, and those are also, like a duck's feet, going to help him propel through the water. So some great adaptations for swimming.
Close the kids can be.
They are very, very good swimmers. And beavers, like I said, are in the rodent family. They are pretty social, so a lot of times you'll find a group of beavers living together, kind of working together, building those dams, building those, they call them lodges, they're dens that they build out in the forest. And yeah, pretty cool little animals. Now, I can talk about him all day, but do you guys have any questions? Anything you're wondering about Rogue as you're getting a chance to see him nice and close? Yeah.
Do you have any other beavers?
Do we have any other beavers? We do. We have 3 other beavers at the zoo. So Rogue lives with his sister Willow behind the scenes here. And then we have Peanut and Justine, who live in other ambassador areas. So you might be able to see them at either Wagaforth Bowl or down at Africa Rocks Encounter. And those 2 are a little bit older than Rogue. They've been doing it a little bit longer. But yeah, so we have a few beavers here. Now beavers do require a really special habitat. So they need a pool because, like I said, they do a lot of their daily living inside the pool. And then they also need quite a bit of space, and it needs to be chew-proof because they can chew through anything and everything, including concrete if they really want to. So we have to have a really specially designed habitat to keep these beavers nice and safe and comfortable. Do we have any other questions? Anything else you're wondering about Rogue?
How do they make dams?
How do they make dams? That's a great question. So they will chew up sticks and branches and logs that they find on the forest floor, or maybe some trees that are kind of on their way out. Usually they chew the trees that are not doing super well, that are going to fall. And they will carry giant branches and giant logs through the forest to build those dams. So they will kind of crisscross everything together and build these really elaborate dams. Our beavers will even do that here. We've got some shift doors and some den areas, and we will come in the morning, and they have taken all of the sticks out of their pool and out of their habitat and completely dammed up any sort of opening that is in their habitat that we have to then work our way through and move around. So it is an instinct. They do it naturally. Most beavers, if they find a stick, will automatically bring it back to their den. That's just kind of what they know to do. So it is pretty cute, but again, it does serve a purpose. It helps to create those different wetlands, block water flow so areas flood. They can even reroute rivers. So they will naturally reroute rivers to help the environment kind of replenish in some areas. So pretty smart, pretty cool little animals. Any other questions about Rogue? No, nothing you guys are wondering at all? Yeah.
Where did he come from?
Where did he come from? He came from another facility in New York. Yeah, he came from another zoo. So him and his 2 siblings were born there. And they came here when they were a few months old. They were ready to be away from mom. And so they have lived here. They lived together, and now he lives with just his one sister. Once the 2 boys hit adulthood, they didn't want to be around each other anymore. So his brother lives in another part of the zoo. But yeah, so they born at another zoo, came here. They are not part of the breeding program. A lot of animals in the zoo are, but they were, the mom was a rescue, so they were not slated to be part of breeding. So yeah, he's just here living his best life, being a great ambassador for North American species, because a lot of times we know that these species live right in our backyard, but we don't really get a chance to see them up close. Who here has seen a beaver up close before? Who's seen a beaver in the wild? A few people? Yeah, not very many. They are somewhat shy. Sometimes you'll see them floating in the water, but it's not very often that you really get to see a beaver up close, because a lot of them don't want to be too close to us. They don't want us to get too close to them. So yeah, this is a really cool opportunity to see those adaptations and kind of watch him in action. Do they eat fish? They are completely herbivores. So a lot of animals that live in the water, of course, will kind of opportunistically eat fish, but beavers will eat just grasses, branches, leaves, things like that. So you can see today he's got some broccoli, some lettuce, some sweet potato. So they will only eat plant material. How does he hold things? You see his little feet? Yeah, so that is something that all rodents will do, is they will hold their food to eat. So he has a special wrist bone, and he will wrap his little hands around that food and hold it up to his mouth to eat. And he has those giant teeth in front that are ever growing. His teeth will grow his entire life. So he constantly has to chew on things. He constantly has to be eating to keep those teeth worn down so they don't grow too long and make it hard for him to eat or close his mouth. Do you have a question? Do beavers eat bark? They will eat bark. They will eat anything that's wood. And they actually like, so they'll chew off the tough bark, and they'll eat the soft stuff underneath. So they really like that sappy, the sweet, the soft layer
Look at that beaver
underneath
booty.
the bark. So a lot of times that's kind of what they're trying to get to. Okay. So Jane said that he's telling us that he wants to go take a break in his carrier. That's why we leave that there. That's his safe space. So we trained him that he can always go back in there and take a break if he wants. She's going to ask him back out, see if he chooses to come back out. Sometimes he just needs a second, and then he'll
I'm going to hop off here.
out, but we will see.
This is at the 1 o'clock base camp presentation.
I want to thank you guys
Go
for
in the
hanging
Zoom,
out
go
with us.
straight to your
I know
left.
it's a hot day,
Sandy, go
but
Zoom.
hopefully you enjoyed
Bye,
meeting
guys.
the rogue.